Okay, so in this video we're going to go through the Discover tab, which is the main point of interaction when you are looking at vulnerabilities that have been detected across your infrastructure. So first is the layout of the screen. Up here we have vulnerabilities detected by severity. Now, this graph is showing you CVE severity, not tutela severity, which is what we see over here, the severity score. We will go through this in a separate video, what these two actually mean, these two columns, what the difference is. Suffice to say that this particular graph here is showing you the CVE severity, okay? Then you have the top 20 vulnerabilities by host, by port or by software, then by tutela severity down here. The detection method, as you know now, we have either host-based scans or network scans or application scans, and resolved versus pending. Resolved means that you you're not going to pay attention to this CVA anymore because it's been this vulnerability anymore because it's been mitigated or patched or whatever action it is, it's out of your hair. Pending means that some kind of action still needs to be taken, whether mitigation or patching. And these graphs are all clickable, so if I want to see just the critical ones that I still have pending, I can click on these two. The filters down here are getting automatically populated, and you'll be able to see what is left. Let's discard the filters for now. The search bar is free text, so it searches multiple columns at once. So I can, if I put in 40 client, it should show me the first one here. But also if I put in 7.0.8.0.042, just like that, it should still show me that. And these down here are pretty self-explanatory, right? I can discard all the filters and filter by a particular CVE. It gives me everything there is down here. So let's say I want to, because I'm just seeing it here, I want to see what SNMP I have running. So let's submit, and it should filter again. So you have different fields that you can filter on. The columns are again quite self-explanatory: resolved, pending or not. The type, in this case it's a host agent, but it could be a network. The host name, if it is a network scan, a CVE detected by a network scan, it would have port and service also populated. So in a host-based scan, obviously this doesn't make sense. But if I search for one of my ports, for one of my network scans, which is this here, you'll notice that port and service are populated. So port is 22, the service is SSH, and then product and version are exactly what you'd expect, along with the severity, CVE, the severity score, last seen, so the last time a particular CVE was seen, the description of the CVE, tags, and then some additional actions, which is basically to toggle resolved, to add notes, which you can do here, you can put in notes, and the additional details, which shows you more details about the detected CVE. Now, the kind of the workflow normally is that once you go through a particular CVE and you determine that it's going to be patched, you don't need to do anything. Patch the product, run a network scan again, and if it was successfully patched, this will be auto-closed. Auto-closed is something we'll see in the next video. But let's say that you can't patch because it's end of life or something like that. You could put in a note, so view notes, EOL won't patch. Save, and that's it. and you can put it down as resolved. So by the way, you can bulk resolve. So you can just do this. I selected everything and then just mark as resolved, and all of them went as resolved. I can bulk add a note. So bulk add note, which I think requires me to refresh the page. I'm not. Yeah, okay. So bulk add note. It's over there. However, another thing that you can do is using these tags over here, because if you notice, the note is kind of hidden away in an additional detail. So let me mark these all as pending again. Let's say you have a particular CVE that is still pending on sysadmins because they need to isolate it. Okay, so you can add a tag over here to be isolated. Okay, tag is created, and we're going to have to be isolated. That means that now you can filter by tag. Okay, and then you mark it as resolved. So you're saying, listen, it's to be isolated, resolved, it's out of my hair. Or another common one is no internet access, because it's a kind of a mitigation, right? And the tag has been created, which then lets you filter by tag. So you can discard filters, and if you would like to see, listen, which CVEs do I have that are pending, but make sure that they are untagged, okay? Because that means I haven't gone through them somehow, you know, they're still pending on me. So you have all these things. Conversely, you can say, listen, which are the ones, the CVEs that are pending, and I need to discard my filters first. So pending and have no internet access. And this is the one that I had before. So the tags give you a really flexible way of seeing what's pending, what's resolved, that kind of stuff. And obviously you can export this to CSV, which then lets you open it in something like Excel, in my case LibreOffice, and you'd be able to see all the information that's in the dashboard on Excel. So that is a really quick tour of kind of what's going on over here, right? In the discovery tab is literally where I think 50 to 60% of your work is done. The other would be the assets and services part. Compliance checks we went through in another video, and all entities is a page which kind of tries to summarize everything in a single page. So for example, you can see that my NAS is detected by a network scan, and it has high risk because it has quite a number of vulnerabilities, such as the critical ones that are over here. This is my laptop. It was detected by a host agent, and it has a number of vulnerabilities and a number of compliance ones, so the risk score is a bit higher. That's about it. I hope this video was instructive, and in the next video we're going to see exactly a bit of basic troubleshooting that might be necessary if you suspect that there is some false positives.